We're the bench boys, we're the bench boys, coming to you live. We're the bench boys, we're the bench boys, coming to you live. So why not plug in and listen? Plug in and listen to us, rant about our favorite scenes. We could sit here and talk all day, but we got bills to pay. So for now, we're the bench boys, we're the bench boys, coming to you live. We're the bench boys, we're the bench boys, coming to you live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the December 6th episode of the Bench Boys Podcast.
Holy crap, dude.
Man, we are struggling to start this. But we got the camera zoom thing figured out, so that's pretty
Nailed
sweet. The rest of the tech is a struggle. Jared is in studio, and Brett will join us momentarily as he tries to fix the technical glitches in the background, maybe.
I'm on standby, everybody. I'm just on standby.
Yellow light.
It's just, you
First thing we did was make a 9-second intro clip because YouTube doesn't love us.
of course, it's
And
technology.
then midway through the song, Dropbox is just like, nah, don't want to play it. Cool. Good start.
All the funds.
Killing the game. Only I don't know, 45 episodes into Bench Boys Podcast.
Yeah, quite a
and
bit. Yeah, somewhere.
killing the game.
Yeah.
So how's it going, Jared?
You know, chilling. It's Friday.
It is Friday, as usual. A little earlier than normal because it's Party Friday. Duh.
We got a little Christmas party going on here. So, yeah.
Are you? We have to start with last night because the Flames lines got thrown in a blender legitimately.
doubt.
Like nobody was on the same line.
Right.
But really the thing that everybody cares about is Milan Lucic. First of the year, baby.
What a beauty. He almost didn't score.
He almost blew it. He almost freaking blew it.
Those are, I don't know what happened to Lucci's just shot. But maybe it's just confidence wise.
That's definitely a part of it for sure.
It's probably right, but most of the times I've seen him shoot the puck this year, he's it's a decently hard shot, you know. But dude, you're aiming directly in the middle of the net every shot.
Well, yeah, we talked about it from the Avs game a couple of weeks ago. He had 6 shots in that
Right.
game. All of them were right in the crest every
Yeah.
single time.
It's funny.
This one he had an hour.
Yeah,
He took an hour
that's a good play.
and then almost shot it right at the goalie.
Yeah, seriously, right? You know, that's a shot that you can definitely save in desperation.
Yeah, and it almost happened.
Yeah. But, you know, he gets on the board, hell yeah. Same with Reeder, gets a goal. Johnny scored on the power play, which is, you know, much needed. I didn't watch really that much of that game.
I was really hoping that Johnny would score with Lucic, 5-on-5.
Right.
Just because then he would have to stay on that line. It would be hilarious.
Yeah. Third line for the year, bitch.
But yeah, it was a good night for the Flames.
Mm-hmm.
A less than stellar night for some around the rest of the league. Why not? Since we're talking about the Flames, we can talk about this and kind of blend them together. The Joe Thornton Mrazek incident, we'll call it. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. That's my take on that whole situation.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
hilarious.
Oh, seriously, right when I saw it, I just laughed my ass off.
I got asked today what side I'm on, and I said, what? What do you mean, what side am I on? He's like, well, are you on Mrazek's side or on Joe Thornton's side? I'm like, what do you mean? Apparently there's arguments on the internet because people are crazy and can't have good things and funny things in their life. But people are arguing who's in the right. And did Mrazek deserve to get punched by Joe Thornton, or did Joe Thornton deserve to punch him in the face? Or, should Thornton be suspended? La, 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 la.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that could be an argument. I thought it was just hilarious, and two guys that weren't happy with each other.
Yeah.
Can we not have these things anymore?
I mean, like, my immediate thought was not suspension and stuff, really. Like, for me. Like, you could tell Mrazek was fine. Like, come on, man. It wasn't even that hard.
The funny part about the whole clip is the first view, it's like, man, what a dive. Then you watch it from, like, behind the net, and you can kind of see Thornton load up a little bit.
It's a
And
decent
like,
shot.
A pretty good shot. And
It
then
is.
right in the throat, it's like the beautiful, I'm going to throw punch that guy through punch. Joe's been waiting for that one for a while. I don't know why. I don't know why he decided to do it to Mrazek.
I guess he's just been, he's had some built-up animosity. He needed to
But, like,
deliver it on the cheek of...
I don't know what Thornton was thinking on that. Like, I said this at work jokingly. Imagine Milan Lucic was on the ice for Carolina when this happened. Joe Thornton would be in a world of hurt at this moment.
For that matter, like, so many enforcers.
Remember
right?
Lucic's suspension this year when the Columbus player, even lesser dig than what Joe Thornton did to Mrazek.
Right.
And Milan Lucic sent him in the next week.
Yeah, pretty much.
Imagine,
punch.
imagine if he would have done that to Riddick and Lucic was on the ice.
I mean,
I don't think it happens. First of all,
Yeah.
like I think these are one of the moments where it's like the Don Cherry, like the threat of somebody beating you up is enough to keep you from doing it. I don't know if it's so much like body checking and stuff, but this garbage after the whistle, I think that
Yeah, for sure. That'll
goes
make you
away.
think twice, right? If, like,
because Joe Thornton would have got decked
If,
by
like,
Lucic.
Kane, or I guess that's on his own team, so... but, like, if, like, Reeves or something is out there, Tom Wilson, of course. Like, anybody big, Zadorov ain't gonna take that crap. Like, yeah, like, if any big guy, if Ferkland was still there, he would have firked him up. Get Nazem out there, pull that beard right off.
But no,
again.
you're right. Like my first thought wasn't suspension.
Yeah, I just thought it was hilarious.
Then I connected the dots in my brain about the Lucic one.
Right.
And I didn't think Lucic deserved a suspension either. Just purely because it's just a punch. The guy deserves it.
Well,
Yes,
and
I said that.
And I remember that play when it happened, and I was like, man, if you do that and Lucic is in front of you, maybe you should know that he's an angry person and big.
Well, that's it. If Milan Lucic is on the ice with you, maybe don't do stupid things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that seems pretty logical.
And maybe, like, try and block it because you know it's
But again,
coming.
that's the other one, right? Like, okay, it's if you compare it to society, that's not fair, right? Because like, oh well, you do this and then you deserve to be shot. Well, no, but like oh, you go to the bar and you butt in line. Do you deserve to get punched in the face? Well, no, but like in the Flames incident, you know, it's not a very hard jab at Riddick. Riddick's got padding on his hands. Like, I'm a goalie. I'm not going to play that part of the goalie advocacy here.
Mm-hmm.
But both cases, Riddick and Mrazek, that puck is clearly covered.
Yeah, it's like...
Okay,
Yeah.
play to the whistle, but that doesn't mean jab at the goalie. That means get to the goalie so
And
that if he does let it go, it doesn't mean make him let go.
Yeah, and if you do that to any goalie, they're going to be pissed off.
Which I saw on Twitter and stuff too, was the whole like, oh, what a joke. Like, Carolina didn't even do anything to Joe Thornton on that play and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, they don't have anybody, first of all.
Joe's a big dude.
Joe's a big...
He's not
Joe just
weak.
jabbed Mrazek on the ice.
Yeah.
Again, Mrazek wasn't exactly expecting it. He wasn't exactly loaded and ready to go, but I thought it was hilarious. But anyway, back to the Lucic suspension. It's like, I wasn't really... Like, 2 games seemed like a lot to me for Lucic.
Yeah.
It's the head injury stuff, blah, 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 blah. But on that same token, Joe Thornton just went after a goalie.
Yeah, and like taking a punch in a goalie mask is a lot different than like, well,
They're not exactly built for that.
well, right? Like you're getting like your whole face is getting like smashed by that.
Yeah, that whole
mask,
helmet's
right?
just getting smushed in your face.
Yeah,
Like,
like it sucks.
um,
So,
But it was just weird, and like I got asked today too. Do I think Thornton's going to get suspended? Which he didn't.
Yeah, nothing. Not even a fine.
Not even a fine. Which to
nothing.
me is hilarious when you
It
consider
is.
Evander Kane, which we'll get to that too. But Evander Kane got fined for barely punching someone in the face. It wasn't even a punch. It was like a forearm shiver that missed mostly. He got a $5,000 fine
Oh, right.
and a 5 in a game.
Was that in the same game?
No, this is Caps. San Jose Caps.
Oh, yeah, right, because it was Tom Wilson beaking him off.
Yeah,
and-
Tom Wilson was beating
Right.
him, and he did it to Gudis. Anyway, we'll get there in a sec. But it's the thing with the NHL. It's what comparison is the NHL going to use to come up with a suspension? Because that's what it is every time. It's, oh, well, this
Usually,
got
right.
5 games, so this should
Like,
get 5 games.
Yeah,
Or, oh,
benchmark kind of.
this is 5 games, this isn't as bad, this should be 4. So, like, I would not have been surprised at 1. Because it's not as hard as Lucic. Lucic hammered
And he, like, falls
Cole,
over him.
whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Like, he hammered him.
yeah. And that was kind of like what I said before was, dude wasn't coming at Lucic, but still, like I said, it's like, it's Lucic, man.
Well,
But
then the other thing is,
Mrazek
like,
kind of, he threw the
he
little
swings
chop,
at him.
tried to, which is
He-
also equally as funny because he just completely
He just
misses him.
He just
And
misses
then
him.
it's like, bam!
And then Joe's like, yeah, no, I'm not having that.
I just want to know what they're saying there.
I do
Mrazek's
too.
like, fuck you, Joe.
Yeah, like
He's
I
like,
want to
"Fuck
know
you."
what pissed Joe off so much. But it was funny. Like I just thought it was hilarious. I thought we could just have funny things.
He's fine. Man, do you see what happened in Carolina's practice today?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, the little
the
outline.
chalk outline,
Dude.
the black chalk outline.
So good, man. Are you kidding me? That's I feel like Carolina has like a serious handle on like a vibe in their dressing room,
Wait. These guys are pros. They're not allowed to have fun at work.
right? Like that's what it seems for a lot of
That's what Don Cherry would
teams,
say.
right? What? Don't get those damn jerks, or what does he call
Yeah,
them?
the
Something jerks.
bunch of jerks.
Yeah, a bunch of jerks, man.
right.
It's working, dude.
It is working for sure. And I mean, who doesn't want to enjoy going to work?
Yeah, and like that's hilarious.
That's why we do
that
this.
they-
We're hoping this will be work one
It's
day.
actually hilarious that they did that.
Yeah, it is. It's like,
Like,
could you imagine?
So good.
So, could you imagine if San Jose did that?
oh man.
Like, imagine the uproar if San Jose would have made that joke
Oh yeah.
versus obviously Carolina. It's the self-deprecating humor.
Yeah.
They're making fun of Mrazek. Haha, hilarious. But if San Jose would have done that, oh man,
Like
people
some
would have
kinda-
lost their
oh, yeah.
mind. It would have been funny too.
Like, I thought that was really funny seeing that this morning. Just like, wow, okay. Like they're just like that kind of group. They're super. Seems like they're very just chilling. It's
Yeah.
like don't take everything too seriously. We're a good team. Work together. Joke around. It's all good. We're a family.
Yeah. What the
They
hell?
do their stupid shit after they win a game. Still,
Yeah, which is interesting because they said they weren't going to do it anymore, and then they just do.
Maybe just for playoffs, I guess.
I don't know,
'Cause
maybe.
they didn't do it playoffs, right? At all.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Which that's probably a good idea.
You don't need to add bulletin board material to playoff games.
A team that you're playing again
Yeah.
tomorrow or the next day. It's probably good tactics.
So-
Don't do that.
brought up the other, 5-minute major, we'll call it. It's not the other, it's the only one. Evander Kane got a 5 in a game for elbowing against the Capitals on, I believe, Tuesday, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. No, that was
Wednesday?
not. Oh, sorry. Now I'm Tuesday. Hello. Yeah, it was on Tuesday.
Okay, yeah. That's what I thought.
I don't know why we have major reviews in the NHL. So we've obviously you're watching the Avs.
Because we all know it's because of fucking last
Well, no,
year in the
I know
playoffs.
why. No, I know why.
Yeah.
It's the same as the NFL and having pass interference review. If you're not going to change it, why do you have it? We obviously watch the Avs a lot more. There was a game against the Oilers last Tuesday, I think, like 10 days, 11 days ago.
Yeah.
Where Adam Larson elbowed TJ Tynan in the head.
Mhm.
And we said that was probably the lowest bar on not getting overturned.
Yeah.
Well, the NHL officials just lowered the bar because Evander Kane gets called for 5 in a game on Radko Gudas for elbowing him. Radko Gudas is coming in to hit him hard. Evander Kane's like 3 or 4 feet from the bench boards. So if he gets smoked, he's going in a bench.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's going to hurt. He gets his arms up. Well, it looks like he smokes Gudas in the face. Gudas goes down. I plays it up a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
And it's Gudas.
But you come to find out in review that it's actually like the cuff of Kane's glove that catches him in the head. And it's barely even contact. And it's like, it's really not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, watching that review, it's like, okay, well, that should be a 2. That shouldn't be 5. Are you kidding me?
Right.
No, not only is it 5, he gets $5,000 fine. I understand this is Evander Kane, but I remember the NHL player safety coming out either last year or the year before saying we don't look at repeat offender status until after we've deemed that it's a violation of the rules.
Right. Yeah.
And it's a thing that we deserve supplemental discipline.
Right.
If you look at that and you think that deserves supplemental discipline and Joe Thornton doesn't, I think you are insane.
Seriously, though. And that's like, what, a game apart?
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah, that's the next game for the Sharks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, are you, like, what?
straight up, like, intentional.
So again,
Yeah.
what is the comparison the NHL uses every time they look at their incidents for NHL player safety? It's like,
It's a good
are you guys
fucking
for real?
question.
Are you for real? That's why you have no idea. And it's a joke, and it's been a joke for years.
Oh, it's always been a joke.
But the
right?
fact, like, part of the reason that for sure the $5,000 fine happened is Evander Kane.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you can look at that replay, and if you haven't seen it, search it, because it's really not that bad.
Well, like, at the same time, too, right? It's like, so if it's someone else, is that just nothing? Probably, right?
That's not what the NHL player safety department says.
Yeah, that's funny.
Right?
I don't even like Kane.
No, neither do
I
I.
fucking hate him. He's a douchebag.
But if he's on your team, you do.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right? Ferlin, same thing.
But, like,
Lucic to an
Tkachuk.
extent. Kachuk, yeah.
But, yeah, that's, I don't know.
Right?
It's
And it's
weird.
just, again, why do we have these rules if you're not going to use them?
Yeah,
Because to me, that is an overturnable
Well, 'cause-
play
right.
all day.
right.
You give him a 5 for elbowing, and he doesn't even contact it with the elbow. How is that a 5?
Yeah, if anything, it's a rough, and that's, I don't think you can give a major for
You
roughing.
can,
Like,
But
you
I mean,
never
generally,
see it,
generally
right?
speaking, it's like,
And that's not a major anyway. Yeah.
I think Milan Lucic's was a rough, I believe. That's what that was,
yeah,
I
probably,
believe.
probably.
But if that's a rough, and the game before that, or sorry, the game after that, Joe Thornton does that, like punches Mrazek in the throat, and that's not a 5 for roughing.
It's fine.
What
It's
are we doing
fine.
here? What are we doing here?
After
'Cause-
the whistle, you're allowed to punch people in the face that are unsuspecting. It's fine, even if it's a goalie. Fuck it.
Unless
hit him in the face.
It's Milan Lucic or Evander Kane.
yeah, no,
Then,
not allowed.
but hey, we don't consider repeat offender status until after we deem it's bad. What?
Good stuff.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
The Leafs suck again. Still more. I don't even know how to.
Forever.
Yeah, like they had their nice run with Sheldon Keefe, the old coach bump. I believe I
Yeah.
talked about it 2 weeks ago, saying it was hard not to be too excited, but it's the coach bump. Yeah, well, this is why you don't get too excited.
Mm-hmm.
And it's depressing. It really, really is depressing. And
Matthews, man.
uh,
Where's Matthews, man? It's weird.
it is weird. I think it's less to me. My focus is less on the offense because I think they've been playing well. They just haven't been scoring, which is not an excuse.
And it is true because they did play really well, I thought, against the Avs. Like, that was a pretty good
they played well
game.
against the Avs. They played well against Philly too.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess.
sure.
Yeah, we can talk about that. Jason Spezza.
Oh, yeah.
Holy F.
The fail.
The fork in the garburator.
The
I liked it
fucking-
a lot.
The ballet look.
Yeah.
Figure skating out there.
It's 1-1. Toronto and Colorado. The Leafs are on a power play. Second power play unit's out there. Jason Spezza comes off the bench and hammers a slap shot that goes about 6 feet because his stick explodes and goes all the way behind the net. While he is turning around to the bench, the puck gets cleared towards his corner of the zone. And rather than just leaving the puck and saying, damn, we lost possession,
Go get a new stick or
bails
go
on getting his
change,
stick.
Do something.
Bails on getting his stick, goes to play the puck with his feet, gets in the way of Morgan Riley, and Valerie Nichushkin gets a breakaway and scores his first ever shorthanded goal.
Yeah.
That's the game winner, folks. The Leafs lose the second game of a back-to-back again.
That's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing.
It's got to be the most embarrassing that's happened in his career. Like, there's no way anything tops that.
Like, the only thing that could be potentially more embarrassing is his laugh clip that's just, like, followed him around everywhere.
Right.
But that's, like, now a staple of Jason Spezza.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, like, fun anyway.
Yeah, right.
This is like,
This
Jesus,
is bad. But then the night before that, against Philly, that game was tied with like 10 minutes to go in the third. Very similar to this Avalanche game. That Philly game ends 6-1 with only one empty netter.
Yeah.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, they have trouble with a lot of things.
I pointed it out on Wednesday with the Avs game. It's painful to me watching a team like the Avs that are good. The Avs are good, no question. It terrifies me because next Saturday they're playing the Oilers in Edmonton, and it's going to be the same garbage. But when the Leafs play a team that's good at offense, they get swimming in their own end, which is not surprising. The Leafs have bad defense. They've always had. This is not new. This is not news.
Yeah.
They're bad at the defensive zone. They're bad. They just swim. They freak out. It's bad
Especially,
across the board.
Good cycles and
and it looks like every time a team is in there for like 10 seconds or more, they are just completely disorganized. They're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
The Leafs go with a great offense. They go in the opposing team's zone. They had like a minute and a half of pressure after Spezza's gaff.
Right.
Didn't even look dangerous once.
Yeah. Yeah, which
The Avs aren't a dynamite defensive team either.
definitely not that kind of style of defense. Right?
Yeah, like they're not like
hemmed-in-
they're not like the New Jersey Devils of old where they just suffocated you in their own end and you just didn't get chances.
right, for sure.
Right? And it's
Opportunities
just like-
open up.
It's like, oh my, are you like, is this for real?
Yeah.
Is this for real? And it's the same thing with Sheldon Keefe, right? Like, he's not going to flip the systems overnight and make everything hunky-dory just instantly. But I said it before Babcock got fired. He had 4 years plus to teach that team how to play defense.
Yeah.
And he didn't. What? How? Why? What?
Yeah. And now he's just getting bashed.
Every other day. Yeah, I guess.
Same with every other coach out there.
Because I believe it was after the podcast last week where the Chelios and
The
Franzen story
Franzen,
came out.
Yeah.
We might as well pile on this one because that one's crazy too. Reportedly, Franzen was concussed or coming back from a concussion or whatever, and Babcock reamed him out for so long and so hard that he had a mental breakdown.
Right.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I like the Chelios one because the Chelios one, like, it's not bad. Like, it's not, it's definitely not like you're a horrible human being. It's you're a stupid human being. Where Chelios, it was preseason hockey, and Chelios had scored 3 games in a row in preseason and then scored again in the first game of the regular season. And Babcock got mad at him because he's not supposed to do that because he's supposed to play defense with Lebda, I believe was his partner. Like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, I was positive at every game, and I had goals in 4 straight, and he got mad at me for scoring too much because that's not my job. Like, what?
Stop scoring. It's too good.
You don't win hockey games 4-3. You win hockey games 1-0.
Yeah.
Oh, my. Except not in Toronto because we don't know how to play defense here. It's just he's just something else, and I understand it's the piling on, and everybody and their dog seems to have a bad story about Babcock.
Hashtag me too.
No, hashtag we too.
We too.
We too. Can't be the Me Too movement because they're not female.
Right. It's got to be different.
It's got to be different.
Yeah.
Then Mark Crawford
And
happens.
all the Crawford stuff.
Which he hasn't officially been fired yet, right?
I don't think so.
I think
It's
they're
just
still
like the
investigating.
under investigation, which it's been a while too, but we know how long like the Bill Peters took.
Bill Peters was
right?
10 years ago, and it was like a 4-day investigation or whatever. I think this
Right.
one's a bit longer.
Yeah, because
I think this is about
what's it been 3-4 days since we found out
something
about
like
that? Yeah.
Kicking players and stuff. Like when Sean Avery came out and said his thing, again, I kind of thought it was funny because it was Sean Avery and it was like you did something dumb and coach was pissed a little bit. It's not like he was like kicking him like 10 times by
Yeah.
the sounds of things. And Sean Avery kind of seemed to like laugh it off at the time. And,
That's what it seemed like.
But then it's like the other stuff that came out. where
Right.
it's
Who
like,
was it? It was like Brent Sopel, like the old comments that he made like a year ago on Spitting Chicklets, which is
Yeah.
a podcast. I can't remember who runs
Oh, yeah.
that or anything.
Before we get crazy about that, the Ken Holland response to the Spittin' Chicklets interview with Chelios. I don't know, man.
Oh, yeah. He was saying like,
Well, so Chelios said that basically the incidents with Franzen and then Holland, he said Holland came to the room, basically said, "This is your coach, like deal with it," kind of thing.
mhm.
He's not going anywhere. And Chelios said that as if it happened like pretty quick, whereas Holland's like, no, that was like 6 years apart.
Right.
And it's like,
It's like the other thing was like in the playoffs or something.
yeah, and it's just like, that doesn't sound very right.
Yeah.
There's just a whole bunch of, I think eventually this is going to trickle down. Ron Francis is going to have an issue with.
Well,
the
yeah. I'm
Peter
surprised
stuff.
we haven't heard more about that yet.
Well, yeah, because like,
But I guess maybe because it's just not as like immediately like prominent.
well, he's
I
not
don't know.
on, like he's not
There's
actually
nothing
on a team.
Yeah, there's nothing
kind
that
of.
he's really
Like
doing
he's
yet.
hired by the Seattle, but they don't actually have a team, so they don't actually have like a vocal fan base necessarily yet.
That too.
But like, the thing with the Peters one that's weird is the fact that Ron Francis claims that he knew about it and he was told about it and it was dealt with and never happened again. But then, like a year and a bit later, Peters got a contract extension, and it's like, so you were cool with that?
Yeah.
You didn't think that, like, it's not good that you didn't fire him, but you also extended him even more. Like, that's interesting,
Yeah. For sure.
right? So then that's why, like, I think it's gonna start coming on to the GMs and the presidents and the owners and the people who employ these people,
Right.
because, like, I don't think Treliving deserves any of the heat there.
Nah, because he had no.
The whole vetting,
Logic.
like they asked him about the vetting of the coaching, and like vetting of coaching staff and players and people you hire and all this stuff, and it's like, that's all well and good, but like, if you're not gonna, well, if there's no reason to dig up every stone, you're not going to.
Yeah.
There's a reason why like murders and stuff are unsolved, because like even like, you're digging for who killed somebody and it still doesn't get found out.
Like 10
If you
years
think
later,
if you think a
cold
dude is
case.
good, you're not going to be like, there's something wrong with this guy. I'm going to find out. I'm going to ask every single person he's been in contact with
Yeah.
about his life, like what he's done. You're not going to do that,
Yeah.
right? So I don't believe Treliving's at fault, but like,
Yeah.
if Ron
obviously.
Francis knew that happened and didn't think it was okay, why'd you give him a new contract?
Yeah.
Right? Stuff like that. But Ken Holland, in my opinion, is even worse, because it's like, you knew that Babcock was awful. You knew that the leadership, like the player group that was the leaders on the team, had an issue with their
issues.
coach,
Right.
and you were still cool with it.
Yeah. Like that's. There's no way that can work, right? Like I just don't feel like that's. And there's no way that's gonna work, especially now.
Yeah, now it's definitely not.
But like that's just like so shisty, you know? Like you really get to see like what franchises from the owner's perspective and everything is really coming from. You know, it's like, did we win the game?
Yeah, I just.
It's like, Babcock wins games though, so
Yeah, right.
fucking grow up, suck it up.
They talked about it on. Was it Wednesday's game? Yeah, Wednesday's game. Elliot Friedman and the guys on the panel were talking about the what do we want to call it? The why can't I think of the word? Like the agreement on like what's okay and what's not okay in the room and like that kind of
Like I know why.
C word. I
Code
can't.
of conduct?
What?
Hello?
Your mic's
You're
not
muted.
on.
Oh, it's only muted for you guys. It's live on the stream.
Really? Well, I'm still muted for me. The what? What were you trying to say?
Code of conduct, yeah.
Code of conduct. That's
There
the
you go.
one.
I think I heard that.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
That is what I said for you.
There we go.
coming up with a code of conduct and stuff is going to make this a lot cleaner. Sort of.
Well, the thing is too is how much fucking like bullshit just going through this, and there's going to be however many fucking stories we're going to hear for the rest of the year about other coaches. She's going to be like, fucking pile it on. It on.
I heard Ray Ferraro on Overdrive was talking about it on his perspective. He's like, the code of conduct thing is not going to be easy because it's not simply like, oh, you can't be disrespectful in
It's
the
not
workplace.
black and white at all, right?
Because Ray said it well too, in my opinion, where it was like, a competitive sports environment is different than any other environment,
Right.
pretty much in the world. And a lot of the time, these players, why do we watch sports? Because we like to watch human beings be the very best at something. Again, we've talked. Why is women's hockey not women's sports? Period, not that popular? Because it's not the best thing a human can do. Right? Male sports is just naturally more entertaining because it's the best. It's all the time. It's the best athletes. That's just the way a male that's just the way males biologically are.
Yeah.
Right? You're stronger, you're faster, you're more physical, all this stuff, right? But we like to watch human beings be the best at something. Be the best at a game. Poker is a thing still. You like to watch you like to watch people video
crazy.
game.
It's actually crazy.
Esports.
Yeah.
You like to watch human beings be the best at something.
Yeah.
That's why this stuff is
Totally.
entertaining, right?
Yeah.
So Ray Ferraro put it the best. He's like, the problem with being in a locker room is your career is based on you being your very best and being your very most motivated all the time. If you're like, he's like, if I show up 90%, I might be out of the league.
Yeah, straight up.
He's like, so how
Especially
do you write,
for like the lower players.
how do you write a code of conduct that is lenient enough to keep players to keep players who need their buttons pushed in different ways with the like, get the fuck out there, get your head out of your ass, all this stuff,
Yeah.
right? Because he's like, I've been told to get my head on my ass and make a play or don't pass it up the middle
Right,
there or whatever. He's like,
O-Dog
If-
was talking about that or whatever.
if one
How
of
many
us
times?
was at work today and our boss came and said, get your head out of your ass, stop fucking around, blah, 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 you'd be like, I'm going to HR, screw you.
Give us some quality shit.
Right? Like if somebody said that to you at work, and no way, don't fucking give me that garbage.
I've been.
Do not lie to me and tell me that nobody's gone to your HR department about that exact thing.
Well, no, people go to HR.
I
about
get
that
exactly,
stuff,
right?
But there's been a law. Where
But that
it's
is
a
not, that's a
meeting
no-fly zone in any sports locker room, any of them. Right? Jokes, like all kinds of stuff. Same as chirps, right? Like we laugh at chirps.
Yeah.
You chirp just a random person in your office like that? HR.
Or let alone a competitor.
Yeah.
Or a fellow colleague. Yeah, exactly.
Right? So it's like,
Like,
how do you write-
fucking suck, bitch.
how do you write that into a code of conduct legally? Write that in, put that on paper, type it out so you can read it again and be like,
Right.
I think this works.
That's what I was kind of joking around with you too. Is like, do they have to ask first? Okay, are you a sensitive person?
Yeah, are you a sensitive hockey
Yes.
player?
Oh, okay. Please do better.
Please
And then they're like, no, get your fucking head out of your ass, dumbass.
turn down the suck, please. right? Like I don't,
Turn down the suck.
I don't know how you
Can't say it any more polite.
Yeah, right. Like I don't know how you write a code of conduct like that. It's gonna take a lot of work.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
at the same time, there's some offside shit. Like in my opinion, the Babcock stuff with Marner and obviously the N-word stuff with Peters and the kicking people. Like physical abuse is no good. But at the same time, pretty sure you have all. Well, I was spanked as a child. I've been sitting on a bench and a coach go by you and kind of give you the old like, "What the fuck are you doing, man? Like, wake up!" Right?
Oh yeah.
I've seen
That
coaches pick people up off the bench and throw them down on the ground.
Yeah. See, like that's fucked up, right? Like that's just
fucked up in minor hockey.
That's what I mean. That's fucked up in anything, right?
Yeah.
But like, there's a line. But again, how do you draw that line?
Well, because like there's also like you can be physically contacting someone at the same time, but not being like harmful.
Yeah, you're not being abusive.
You know, like I've been like shaking, like wake up.
Yeah. Right? Or like, like the gauntlet and stuff like that.
I've had
We-
my
Yeah,
helmet,
dude.
Right? And okay, so the gauntlet has two meanings, right? There was the gauntlet that came out from like the junior hazing stuff where you have to like be naked on the bus and run and people do whatever, right?
Oh,
That's not the gauntlet we're talking about. We're talking about like the learning how to hit and get hit gauntlet.
Yeah.
Well, now,
Where you're literally against the boards and you're trying to run through your teammates and they're trying to bash you till you don't
you
feel
have
pain
to get
anymore.
through. Basically, you got to
Yeah,
keep
right?
going, get hit by
Basically,
everyone.
they're trying to hurt you, but it's
And
so
you have-
hard to get hurt on the boards, in my opinion.
Well,
Well,
like
you have
that
to learn
too,
how to
like-
take a
Right.
hit, right?
You have to learn how to take a hit, absorb
Rolling
it.
off.
But again,
bounce off
I
the
don't think that happens anymore.
Yeah, I wonder actually.
I don't know. It probably doesn't happen in what, U12? What is it, U14?
Well, you don't even hit till bantam now, which is whatever the
You
fuck
can't-
they're gonna
it's
call it now.
You can't say
U14.
that.
That's what I'm
I
talking
know.
about. U16?
It, well, it would
13?
be what you. What the fuck is bantam?
I think U14.
It's U13 and a half.
12 to
I think it's-
14
No, well,
or 13, 14?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
So it's U15.
Yeah, yeah,
15, 16,
yeah.
17 is midget.
Yeah, you're right.
Sorry.
Hey,
Under 18.
Whoa!
That is offensive.
watch using
And I
those
can't
words.
believe you said that.
Get it out of here!
We're going
Right?
to have to delete that.
Unbelievable. Stop the stream. Start over. Right? It's stuff like that where it's just like
little people. Sorry.
little people.
Okay.
Little people hockey.
Little people hockey. 15-year-olds. Or
I'm going to
pretty-
the little
pretty
people
big.
hockey tournament at Christmas time. The Max Little People tournament.
oh yeah. Is it? Wait.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
They are gonna change that.
They
They
must
have to.
Yeah, the Max Midget AAA tournament. I think gonna be
oh my
legit.
god, dude.
Max U15?
the Max. No, 18.
Use
Oh, yeah, 18. U18?
18.
The Max. No.
Yeah.
I vote for the Max Little People tournament.
Max Little Peoples.
Except it's the Circle K.
Max Little League.
So it's the Circle K.
Right, because Max is
Oh, it's
Little
Circle
Peoples
K now?
changed over.
Is it actually?
Well, I think it was the Max Midget, but it was like presented by Circle K last year.
oh,
Or
hilarious.
something.
Well, it's like, how do you even change that name now? How long
Well,
has
yeah.
that been around? Like
Well, and
20
it's
something years,
obviously
right?
it's different. It's a different Max, but it's like Max
Right.
Midget tournament at Max Bell.
Oh yeah.
So it was like
right,
extra.
right.
Like, how do you change this? Like, it's always at Max Bell.
Right,
I know
it's
it's
just-
MACS, but
just
it's
too
not.
good, man.
Anyway, to like, right? It's just how do you create a code of conduct that covers a lot of bases, but it's also vague enough that it like doesn't screw you when you tell a guy to fuck off.
Yeah, or like wake your fucking ass up or
Right,
something. Like, I'm offended.
Right?
You only get one chance nowadays. No
Well,
three strikes.
Well, seriously,
You get
right?
One
Like,
strike and you're out.
because like imagine how like scrutinized every single head coach is already at this point.
Yeah.
Like guaranteed, every fucking
Well, that-
organization is going through everything.
That quote or like that tweet, a couple tweets, it was like, how many NHL head coaches or coaches period are freaking out right now?
Oh, guaranteed.
Right,
There's probably
yeah.
a bunch like in the NHL who are like, oh fuck, I did worse than that.
Yeah, and
Like,
like,
Well, yeah, you're like hearing like
that's like
Babcock's.
Keenan we're hearing now, right?
yeah.
Well,
Who the-
surprise.
No way.
No way.
Iron Mike.
Daryl Sutter,
I'm
the
still waiting
Sutters
for the
period.
Tortorella stuff. It's got to be there.
Honestly, I don't know if Torts. I don't know.
Torch is just
He's
crazy
he's
to
a
other
good
people.
dude, right? Like he's a
I
good.
don't know if
dude.
it's anything
I think.
physical. I think it would be verbal.
Oh,
I-
you
well,
know he
verbal,
would tear
and
them up verbally.
I think it's like the Babcock like mental games. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
Possibly.
Oh,
Yeah.
guaranteed he does some of that.
And,
Well, like
just-
I guarantee there's other coaches that do that mental game shit. You're just
100%.
like, what?
Like think of like people like Peter Laviolette. I bet you he's one of those fucks.
Maybe. Yeah.
Like who else? Like you could name off a bunch of people that would probably have done something stupid. like that in the past.
Yeah.
None of these names that we're throwing out there have been accused of anything. Just
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Don't freak out. Just start
Yeah.
go searching Google.
Well, just rewinding a little bit when you guys were talking about you think stuff's going to come out through the whole year. I think there's going to be like stuff coming out now, and then it's going to die this month, and then at the end of the season, you're going to see the second big wave. And I
Yeah,
don't
you're
think-
probably right. There'll be like a second shock
right
wave
after
of
that Stanley Cup gets handed out. 2 days later, you're going to see a big wave.
bang
of-
fire, bang
Well-
fire, bang fire, bang
Or
fire.
stories. No, stories will come out first, and then the investigations and fire.
Yeah, maybe.
Especially because they're going to be like preparing this code of conduct for the inevitable future here.
Because I'm sure there's a bunch of players as well that might want to say something, but they don't want to do it in the middle of their season.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe.
right, and then that's why at the end of the
Right.
season, all these are going to
Especially-
get reviewed
Yeah.
heavily.
Especially if you're a free
I
agent
think there'll
and
be
stuff.
a 2-wave thing, but I don't think
Yeah.
it'll continue after that.
Yeah,
I don't
'cause,
think
yeah.
it's super deep.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's interesting. You know,
But I witnessed it, like when in junior hockey when we played, I witnessed crazy things.
Little people hockey.
and you almost said it.
I,
and little.
I don't know what to correctly say.
You
In all the
18
U
hockeys.
hockeys-
It's still midget hockey as of right now, so you can say it.
You can say minor hockey still, right? Minors won't get offended.
And it's still Timbits. Timbits is okay.
I'd assume Timbits because it's just
That's just like
it's a sponsored
Is it
thing. so-
American? Know what a Timbit is?
Canadian. Yeah, they have Tim
No,
Hortons.
no,
now.
they're well, sorta.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're donut hole league. It's the donut hole league.
Yeah, I guess you could
not
just call it
Timbits.
that for friggin' what's it called Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay, before we get to positive stuff, I don't even know if we're gonna get to positive stuff today. Have you guys seen this Zaitsev stuff?
Oh right,
allegations.
So, no, I got to hear about this because
Brad, have you heard of the Zaitsev allegations? I heard about this at like 4:00 today. Zaitsev is being accused by his ex-wife of kidnapping his children.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know about this.
So when you asked
good
me
stuff.
if it was on par with cocaine,
Right,
and,
I was like, is this a
trafficking
Latera thing?
I said sort of, because it's like
That's just
it's weird. It's like
It's probably
yes,
worse.
I think it's
honestly.
worse,
That's worse.
but
Eh,
drug stuff
it's about the
is
same
pretty
shit.
fucked up.
Yeah, it's the same ballpark probably.
Yeah. So this is all allegations. It's not proven or anything. But the Ottawa Sun is running a story, so I'm
So it's like
willing to
legit.
talk about it for sure.
Yeah.
She posted a video to Instagram, which we're gonna play in a moment.
Oh, it's a video.
But Zaitsev was in Russia, I think. Yeah, he was in Russia last month on leave from the team for whatever reason. And there's a video allegedly of Zaitsev and another person taking his children out of a car. And it's all Russian because it's obviously in Russia. But there's some translations that don't sound very kind. But here's the video. Hello.
Трогай детей! Не трогай детей!
Oh, jeez.
So the guy there is allegedly Zaitsev.
The one
you never
running?
see him, yeah.
Не
Jeez.
трогай! Мать! Прекратите!
And then I believe that's his ex-wife or whatever.
Прекратите!
What the fuck?
Doesn't look very good. Doesn't look like it's a happy situation that's, not escalated to something bad.
Damn.
But then there's translations in this Sun article that say you can hear the children say, "Mama, mama, I don't want to help," as in like help me.
Jesus.
Gotovsteva, I think is her name or something. I'm sure I nailed that.
Probably.
She wrote that she felt powerlessness against 3 grown men and said one of the men grabbed her as they ran. She also said moral men don't do something like this. Adults don't do this. This is a nightmare. So yeah, there's just a whole bunch of this stuff. And then, of course, Nikita Zaitsev's agent came out and said that her Instagram video is false. I don't know what that means.
Like it was a sketch.
Well, no, I have a feeling what he means.
Yeah, right.
I have a feeling what he means is that like that's not what you're seeing. Like maybe it's
Right,
her.
false pretense kind of like.
Or maybe she first took him
situation.
from the car,
Yeah,
and then he's taking him back.
Well, or it's like that. Like she had them illegally, but like I don't know. This is Russia. Russia's fucked up all the time.
Yeah.
You never know what's happening. But yeah, so she said something along the lines that the kids were taken 12 days ago, and she doesn't know where they are or who they are with.
Where's Zaitsev?
Zaitsev's back. He's played like 6 games since he's back or something.
Really?
Since he was in Russia for whatever reason, which, again, why he was in Russia, I don't know. Was there a falling out? And, like, because this is the thing, right? She could have done something wrong and didn't want to give the kids up, and the kids didn't want to leave her because they've lived with her forever, blah, 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 right? That could very well be. I'm not saying Zaitsev's instantly wrong. I'm not saying she's instantly right.
Right.
None of this is, but she is pretty vocal on the fact that this ain't right. She said something along the lines in this article too about the fact that Nikita Zaitsev has not paid child support and stuff. And he has visitation, but obviously they're in Russia and he's here, so it's not constant visitation, stuff like that.
Yeah. Pretty far in between, I'm sure.
Apparently this afternoon, there was a report from Dan Milstein, Zaitsev's agent, that said Nikita's children are safe and with his parents at his parents' home in Moscow, where they normally reside. Nikita's ex-wife knows where the children are and that they are safe. Law enforcement considers this to be a private matter, and we ask that you please respect the family's privacy.
Where they normally reside.
Well, that doesn't sound like what she's saying, but at the same time, maybe she's losing her mind. I don't even know. But this is crazy.
Anyhow, it's a fucked up situation.
It is insane. Like, I thought the Laterra cocaine stuff was crazy.
Right.
This is like...
And right, who
this
really
has Russia
knows
written
everything?
all over it.
But yeah, straight up. Or Florida.
Florida, too.
Florida, man.
Could have been Cubans. Right? So it's just like,
Yeah.
I got blindsided by this at like 4 o'clock today, and I was just like, whoa, man.
Why not some more,
Turmoil in Ottawa.
right, and surrounding Zaitsev, like how much shit has he gone through? in
That
his
was
career?
my
That's
first
just-
thought. As bad as that is, this is my first thought. Like, man, Cody Ceci looks all right now.
Yeah, it's like you get the drama fucking machine off your team.
Yeah. Like, maybe this is why Zaitsev was having so many issues in Toronto and stuff. Maybe he was just like...
Well, fuck, and can you imagine if he was in Toronto and this shit happened?
Media
Oh
would be
my
way
god, the media would be up his butthole so far.
Fly people over to Russia to investigate.
Yeah. Like,
Legit, there would be fucking
Mark-
TSN down
I
there.
was going to say Mark Masters
We're
would be in
standing
Russia
outside
tomorrow.
at the residence, and we can see the children in the window, so we know they're here. We'll keep you updated.
Mark Masters, TSN.
Yeah. Like, it would be insane if he was in Toronto still. But yeah,
Seriously.
like...
But yeah, and that's like the fucking hell. Like, Ottawa needs this.
Yeah, just what they needed.
Ottawa fucking Senators.
They're actually playing okay, and then they get whammered
got
with
this
this.
dumbass doing shit. And like, as much as who knows, maybe it's nothing against him. It's still the situation, man.
Yeah.
And like, you don't get put in this situation if you're a squeaky clean
I was going to
human.
say, these situations don't happen to normal people.
Right.
Most
Like,
of the time.
they don't just happen to everybody.
You generally aren't, like, losing your marbles with your ex-wife
And like, taking
over your
kids
kids
away.
for fun.
Yeah, like in a
Like,
parking lot in the middle of the day.
If things were really good between them, Zaitsev would probably have them in North America with him and
her.
probably have her. Like, maybe they're not married, but she might be here.
Or, something.
Grease the wheels and say, hey,
It's a fucked up situation.
right? Like, it's just, man, that's... Oof. Everybody has a past. Everybody. The NHL hockey players are not robots. They have a past. They have lives. They have lives out of hockey.
They're normal.
This is
And
just...
lives in general, right?
I know, weird, eh?
I thought they were from like out of this planet.
Like McDavid. Fuck, he's
I mean,
probably...
some are
Aaron
aliens.
McKinnon. He's fucking from Mars, man.
Nathan McKinnon.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
Right? So it's just...
His comment.
Ovechkin?
I just had to bring this up because it's just nuts. Like, it's just...
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
So happiness ish. I don't know what you guys got for happiness aside from the fact that I have zero confidence in my Thanksgiving picks now, as of 7 days later.
I was like rethinking of some of mine. I was like, oh god, I'm gonna be so wrong.
I have
I
Tampa-
can't wait to see how wrong I am.
Like, Tampa Bay could be this year's St. Louis. They shouldn't be, but they could be. Like, they at least have the talent to be that.
I'm sure they'll.
But
do
God, the
better.
Leafs are going to miss the playoffs, and I picked them in third. Like,
That is one too, right? I don't know if the Leafs have it either. And like, kind of for fun with my Pacific picks, but like Calgary's probably not making the playoffs either.
I'm pretty
It
sure
might
I
happen.
did not put the Leafs in playoffs.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I think you
I
did
would have
too.
commented, and I would have.
Yeah, I think you did too. I think we all put them third or something, right? I don't know.
I'm pulling it up. Don't worry. Keep talking.
Arizona's in first in the Pacific.
Yeah, that
The
is
fuck?
ridiculous.
What the? That's never fucking
I was gonna
happened.
say I don't remember ever in my life when I saw them at the
Dude,
top.
I don't think they've
Even
like
with Shane Doan.
yeah. Have they ever been in first? Nah, there's no way. Like maybe like a game into the year because they won their first game. It's probably like the
Yeah.
only time.
Wow, look
It's
at
an
that.
interesting
How did
brand
I
of
not notice
hockey.
that?
I didn't pick.
Yeah,
Toronto.
Brett didn't pick Toronto.
Oh, interesting.
Boston,
Good
Tampa,
call.
Florida. You picked Tampa though, so
But
yeah.
not good.
yeah.
Jared
We'll
did
see.
not.
You just said what did you
Well,
say?
Jared
I picked
What
Tampa
could
in
Tampa
wild
be
card.
this year's?
They
St.
could
Louis?
be. Doesn't mean they're gonna be.
Well, you just said there could be chance. You know
Yeah.
you know Toronto's gonna be out.
Oh,
So
this is good.
both mine are looking pretty good.
Both yours? I don't know what that means.
Well, Toronto's not in, and St. Louis is or sorry,
Tampa Bay
in.
sucks, so that's good for
Right.
you somehow.
We'll see.
We'll see. You think Tampa will figure it out here? I don't know what's going
think?
on with that team.
I don't know, man. I am so not confident in those picks. I was pretty confident on Friday.
Well, you know the NHL is all scripted, right? So like just what St.
Where's
Louis
Yeah,
the
yeah.
did last
poker
year-
game, Brett?
Can you?
Oh yeah, the
Who's
poker
winning the
game.
poker game
I was
this
gonna
year?
s-
I
Can you?
haven't made a phone call this
It's
year. about the
fucking
poker
Arizona,
game.
bro.
Can you go make yourself a tinfoil hat for us for like I don't know,
I
like
should just do that.
maybe like a month from now, so you could like wear it and talk about the poker game.
I'm
'Cause that
also
would
gonna
be-
get a really fancy bottle of water and be like,
It's-
"This water, it's this water.
This is the water that's keeping Zaitsev and
This
Draisaitl.
is
or
the
sorry,
water that
the-
McDavid is drinking.
McDavid and Draisaitl are drinking this water in
I'm
particular,
gonna wake
and
up tomorrow.
they're sucking right now because I have it.
Exactly.
I stole it.
It's just a bottle of Evian or something.
Dasani.
Yeah, not
Shittiest
even
bottled water
like,
out.
not even the good kind, just Dasani. Like,
Yeah.
It's just the real Canadian superstore brand.
Smart water.
yeah,
I'm so smart.
so smart.
I guess there is not a lot of positives.
I know. I like. Phil Kessel's back in Pittsburgh today. Oh yeah, a friend of mine shared a Reddit post. A guy on Twitter, sorry, on Reddit. I'm retarded. Oh, I can't say that either.
Dude, you can't call yourself that.
Watch our break.
Oh, damn it, Jared! I needed you here for this.
Ah, fuck. Well, you're gonna have to wait.
Well, I don't have a view of just me and Tyler. Hold on.
You go stand over there.
Hold on.
He did it. Well, everybody, look. This is the new look, Jared. Jared has gained some weight.
Just a little bit. Just like double.
His hair changed colors, and he grew a lot of it. Actually, no, I guess it's pretty long right now.
Wow. I can't believe how I can't even sit straight in this chair, else it's gonna cut me off.
Short stuff.
Well, you know,
over
I guess one thing I can say is that made me happy is seeing that one comment by McKinnon, how he's like, I would take less to win
Oh.
on this team. I like players like that because then you look at Toronto, like you were talking about, signing these massive
So-
deals, and
the thing about that is it's easy to say that when you're winning. Say that if you're or if you're Kopitar, or if you're Dustin Brown, or if you're Drew Doughty, and your team sucks. Say that. I also have an issue. McDavid took less.
yeah, McDavid did as well.
McDavid took less. What happened with that? Where did they spend that money? It's easy to say when your team is good and your team has quality around you, but just because you take less doesn't mean your team's going to be better. So that's why, like, it's all
true.
well and good to say it, but it's really easy to say when you're winning.
No, it's true.
Because just because you're like a good value salary or cap or contract doesn't mean your team's good.
No, it's true. It depends. It goes. You have every player has to do that. Then in the end, if you really want to make a difference,
Really?
it's not just down to one player, right?
No.
But if you have two lines that do that,
Right?
that'll
Like
make a difference.
McDavid arguably took $2 million less than he was worth.
Yeah.
I mean, if you compare him to Leon Draisaitl at the moment, he took $4 million extra.
Yeah.
Oh,
Trade seats.
oh man, look at the diet. He's running. Oh my God, look at all the weight he lost.
Whoa.
That is the wrong.
It's a big
camera.
run, dude.
That is the we haven't used that camera in a while. Well, I guess aside from watching stuff. Well, no wonder you got a P. Be your number 3 on the go here.
Get her going.
Get her done, bud. But yeah, so like it's easy to say like, oh, I'll take less money, and like that was a comment in a larger article about Carey Price coming to the Avs or whatever,
Yeah.
which I do think is amazing.
Talking about the Hall shit? or
No. Talking about actually, we've got to talk about Hall before we end. But no, the comments from Nathan McKinnon and the making less money
Hell
and
yeah.
like the
What a
Carey
bro.
Price, the Carey Price to Colorado and stuff, and they could win. If the Avs had a legitimate starter, like, and I'm not saying Grubauer hasn't played like that, but if the Avs had a legitimate guy, like top 5 guy in the league, because Grubauer's not that.
No.
He's playing like it.
Yeah, he's playing like a top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not a top 5 like Carey Price.
There's no way he's a top 5. Yeah.
If Carey Price, and I've said this before, if Carey Price played on a legitimate hockey team, like Calgary last year,
I was gonna say what?
Calgary last year, if they had Carey Price, they fucking Mike Smith
I mean,
played like Carey
goaltending
Price.
wasn't the
I
biggest
was
issue.
gonna
No,
say we
but-
couldn't do anything in the first round.
No, but, like-
forward-wise.
But no, I see what
But
you mean.
the regular
For the
season and stuff
season,
like
yeah.
that, that's a first place team,
Yeah.
right? And why was Tampa Bay so good? It's not because they're offensively like beating teams 7-6 every night. It's because Vasilevsky won a Vezina,
Yeah.
right?
And was very good.
Was very good,
Yeah.
right? And stuff
Along
like that.
with their offense.
Yeah, right. So it's the comments of I'll make less money so you can come here and blah blah blah. Like that's all well and good, but it's easy to say when you're winning.
That's true.
Well, it's better than Nylander and sitting out for 5 months.
Yeah, I don't know. That one's a bit different too. He's still.
I mean,
He's not the problem in Toronto right now.
personally, that's what sets. I guess it's kind of just McKinnon, but you can.
But the thing
I
is,
guess you can't really.
the thing is, McKinnon didn't take less money the first time. He didn't.
Yeah.
He had
that's true.
50 points.
Yeah.
He earned that money.
Yeah.
He blew up after. That's
yeah,
why
yeah.
the,
He
it's-
became who he is.
That's
like,
why
the
the
last
comment
3
of
years.
I'll take it again to win long or whatever, right? But like he didn't earn $10 million and take 6,
Yeah.
right? Like that's not what happened. Let's not get crazy.
Yeah. That's true. That's
right,
true.
right?
Um,
It's not Leon Draisaitl where he had 75 points in his contract year out of his 3rd year of the league and he's like, I'm going to take $6 million.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. So since you brought it up, let's talk about Taylor Hall.
Oh yeah, it's interesting.
There's a lot of teams rumored. I heard one today that's actually quite intriguing to me because it really makes a lot of sense. Like a lot of sense.
Detroit? No.
That'd be amazing. So the rumors to start the week was Colorado, Calgary, potentially Edmonton. I don't think Edmonton has the assets
pieces.
necessarily.
Yeah.
Like they have what's his name? Bouchard? Is that what his last name is?
Are you talking about rookie D?
Yeah.
Bear?
No,
Ethan
no.
Bear?
He's not on
Oh.
the roster.
Oh,
I think it's Bouchard
beats
or
me.
something like it's Boucher.
Okay.
No,
Boudreaux? No.
it doesn't matter. It's Oilers.
Yeah.
But there's no way they can trade a defenseman off the Oilers. You cannot trade for Taylor Hall. You cannot
If
trade a
anything,
defenseman.
if anything, you're trading a forward for defense.
You're trading an Adam Larson.
Or yeah.
Which would be hilarious.
Larson back with
So,
the first.
like, first of all, personally, the place I want Taylor Hall to go to is Edmonton
Oh,
because it would be hilarious
100%.
if He goes there, destroys the room, and they freaking miss the playoffs. I would die.
The amount of
missed the
opportunity,
playoffs.
the amount of opportunities for ribbing there is just endless.
It's
So
I can't imagine Ken Holland does that.
yeah,
That is a fireable offense if somehow they pick Hall and he just ruins the team. Like it was just.
for me personally, I don't think that would happen.
But they absolutely need it.
But
Like they
well,
need another guy. They
no,
need
no,
another
like,
winger to go with.
I
them.
mean, if they get Taylor Hall, I don't think that's negative in any way. But who knows?
But
I
it was
guess.
before.
But was it though?
Maybe.
I don't know. That's the thing, right?
You know, you never know. But
And maybe it's different now. Blah blah blah. I'm older. I'm whatever. But, I don't know.
But no, the destination that I actually really liked and thought was really legit, Arizona.
Oh yeah.
Is that not the perfect fit for
Ooh,
Taylor Hall?
And they got space.
They got cap
man.
space. They can use a guy like Taylor Hall for 8
Hell
years.
yeah, they can.
That is
and they can pay that motherfucker
that is
what he wants.
legitimately the perfect
Oh,
fit.
100%. Now, if he wants to go there,
Right,
well, he
'cause-
doesn't have a no trade though.
I never even thought.
I remember
a
we
second
looked-
about that.
They're in
Yeah.
first place.
Oh, dude, hell yeah,
They're in first place.
they need a
They
scorer.
have cap fit space. The only scorer they got is Phil Kessel, it seems.
and
Clayton
like
Keller should be better, but
and Schmaltz has really tailed off the last
Yeah.
2 weeks.
right. So it's just
Yeah.
like, man,
Well, like how do they win every game? Right, it's like 1-goal games, 2-1, 3-2.
Taylor Hall would fix a lot of those
Oh,
problems.
fucking nailed it, Tyler. Yeah, that's the best place he could go. Or that's the team that could use him the most.
That is,
And that's a legit
and
contender.
they always have prospects. They always have the cupboard space of prospects.
And if there's any year, like, dude, why not double down on
If
this
they
year?
don't add at the trade deadline, or if they don't trade and add to their roster this year, that is a fail by Chaika.
huge fail. You gotta take this season and literally give everything you got to do whatever
Like,
you can.
I don't think this is Columbus because it's not like you're losing.
Well, no, that's not what I mean. Like, it's not like they're losing any kind of window.
yeah,
It's just like you can gain at least a lot of momentum, and it's like for the Taylor Hall, like you can do a trade and sign for him in Arizona.
I think
right?
so. Because the Colorado rumor was there.
But he
'Cause-
won't stay there.
Well, they can't afford to keep him there.
No, and that,
There's not enough room in different multiple categories for him.
Yeah,
like
in my
salary
opinion.
wise, just players. And I just don't think there's a fit there.
It's not what they need, in my
Yeah.
opinion, right?
I won't be surprised if this happens, or surprised if this happens.
I think this
now.
is like,
I would have been if you didn't say this.
yeah, right.
That's
so
a good
it's
call,
crazy. I heard this one today and I was like, hot damn.
Nobody ever talks about them.
Nobody talks about Arizona
Well,
ever.
because it's Arizona. Right?
Okay, so what I did want to bring up, which just actually works out, I was not planning this at all. Before you went pee, I wanted to bring this up. So, speaking of another big scoring game with Arizona, they're in Pittsburgh for the first time since Kessel left or was traded. It's 0-0 after 2.
Mhm.
So
Classic.
this Reddit post is probably not going anywhere. But I thought it was hilarious because as a Leafs fan, the Kessel hot dog story is fantastic. The Steve Simmons hot dog vendor story is prime time. You gotta
Right.
find it if you haven't read it before. But he said if Phil Kessel goes back to Pittsburgh and scores a hat trick tonight, he would eat a hot dog every day until Christmas. Or sorry, he said the end of the year. I think he meant end of
The season.
the season, like hockey season.
Oh yeah, okay.
You'd think.
Maybe. But regardless,
If
I thought
he's
it was
smart,
hilarious.
he
'cause
would just be like, "No, I meant
I meant
2019."
2019, that's it. But I think it's hilarious because, like, first of all, it would be really funny if he had to do it. But it's also a very good tribute to the
Yeah.
man, the myth, the legend, Phil Kessel.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. What a beauty. Never change, Phil. Never change.
Phil.
I wonder if he gets to stay in his old house tonight.
Yeah, maybe.
With his
I
one
wa-
seat.
Yeah, I wonder if he
theater.
sold it.
They just flip flop houses.
Who, him and Galchenyuk?
Yeah,
Really?
I heard.
Because Tyson Berry and
Yeah,
Kadri
same
did
thing.
that.
Like
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have
Well,
to
fuck it.
verify that,
If you're
but-
smart,
You might as
that's
well.
what you do.
You're a hockey
And they
player.
make
You're-
probably okay. Well, Phil makes a little bit more, but Galchenyuk's not a poor
not
person.
broke.
Christmas, All Star break, and off season. You're not there.
Yeah.
Training camp, you're there.
Well,
Season,
depending,
you're there.
depending,
But like,
depending
most-
where and who.
yeah, most hockey players go home, right?
You're
Like,
right,
Johnny Gaudreau is not going to stay here for Christmas.
Yeah.
He's going to Philly.
That was one interesting
That's the other thing with Hall
suggestion.
was Goudreau for Hall, right?
Yeah.
Which
I don't think it might though, right? Like I don't know.
The
I don't know if that's
Calgary-
an opportunity there, but
Was that an actual like rumor?
I've heard
I've
people
heard
say that.
multiple rumors on that.
Not
one.
just like us fucking around saying it.
That's
like,
what I
I've
was just
heard,
gonna say.
I've heard other people say it,
Oh,
and
wow.
I've seen it on Twitter.
that's the
and
only
shit.
that's the only way the Flames can afford Hall, and even then it's a struggle.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Right?
know.
So let like
I don't really know what to say about that. If they do something, if they don't get rid of Valimaki or Anderson, I would say fuck it, go for it maybe. Because, and like I don't know, fuck Johnny in a way, right?
Oh, that's
Like
I've been saying
is this
that
guy
too.
committed to this fucking team? No,
Well,
he's fucking not.
See, I don't even think it's that. I don't even think it's that at all. I think it's a case of his play style
that
doesn't
too.
win playoff hockey games.
And that suits an Eastern.
And you need to sell him before anybody else realizes that anymore, or he's fucking garbage.
All
to you.
I have ever said is we will go nowhere deep in playoffs with him on our team. I've said that.
And
for
I don't know
like
if that's
3
completely true.
That's what I've
but-
been saying for
but
the years.
if
but
you're
I
relying,
think you're right because I don't think he would be a big part
Yeah,
if
in
we
playoffs.
went that
If
far.
you're
right? Like it'd
relying-
be like Kachuk,
Yeah.
Lindholm, Backlund, like
Which it's
Gio.
pretty
it'd
hard.
be like
it-
the starting lines yesterday night,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
Johnny was on the third line, Sean was on the second, and look what those 3 lines at the start of the game, like the first period, they actually were pretty good with Kachuk at the start.
I didn't even watch.
And
The
then
problem with
honestly,
that though
but-
is it takes a freaking army to get past the fact that you're gonna have a $6.75 million anchor in the playoffs.
yes,
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Right? That's really hard to overcome. It really is.
Mhm.
And I don't know what you're supposed to do. So this is what the Flames are looking at. So Frolik is off the books, which there's $4 million.
Same
Yeah.
as Brody.
If somehow you can ship Johnny out in that trade, there's another basically 7. So you're basically looking at
except
with them, with those 2 gone, you're looking at 11 million,
right free
which
for
is
next season,
which is basically Frolik, or sorry, which is basically Hall what
Yeah.
he's expecting 10 by 8 or
probably
whatever,
at
11 by 8,
least 10
which he's gonna
or
get.
at least 9.
He's gonna get because he's basically gonna command who trades for him because, like we've kind of talked about, if it's on the table for a sign and trade or a trade and sign, I guess in this case because it's the team that gets him that's gonna sign him.
Mhm.
If that's on the table and the package is bigger than a team that's just gonna use him in a rental, well, New Jersey's gonna be like, well, yeah, you're going there, not going there,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah,
And then that team's gonna be like, well, I guess we got to figure out how to pay him. So it's gonna be 10 or 11, which is a lot.
which is crazy, right? And
However-
that's why if you pull the trigger on that,
Which so what I find scary for the Flames is the fact that don't forget 2022, 2023, you have to pay Kachuk
again
and
more.
some defensemen and right.
Well, yeah.
So there's a lot.
It's
There's
endless. You can't overpay. That's gonna be the tough thing.
You
right
can't
there,
overpay
right?
Taylor Hall and lose a guy like Kachuk. I'm not
that's-
saying they'd lose Kachuk, but you probably lose a guy like Lindholm maybe.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that like you're not signing
Well-
him that year, but maybe you have to get rid of him, right?
it's a trickle effect,
Right?
right?
Yeah.
for sure.
Look at Chicago. When they
Yeah.
started paying guys, they had to get rid of guys that were talented and still skilled. Like and still decent contracts, but they just didn't have room for those. Even though they were a good contract, they had to get rid of them.
Yeah,
So like next year, so that's easy. If Johnny goes out and Frolik's off the books because he's a UFA, you have the money for Hall now. But you also have Jankowski.
you kind of do. You kind of do.
Yeah, well, you have. I'm saying like that's Taylor Hall money
on paper.
Yeah, that's Taylor Hall money, right?
Yeah.
But then you have Jankowski, who's probably going to get a pay deduction because he's
Or
at
just,
1.675, or just to
fucking
say see you
gone.
later.
Yeah.
You got Mangiapane, who's going to get a raise.
Yep.
Tobias Reeder, who's probably gone. Zach Ronaldo's probably gone.
Probably gone.
But you also have TJ Brody gone. Travis Hamnick gone. Rasmus Anderson is unsigned.
Gone
Yeah, sorry.
for both of them. It's like
They're UFA, sorry. They're off the board.
yeah.
You still got to pay them, though.
Well, and hell, depending what happens this year, fuck, they could be gone.
You have Shillington that's RFA, and you have Michael Stone that I'd assume he's gone. This time.
Probably gone.
And then Cam Talbot. So you have an empty backup goalie spot. You have Valimaki will be on that top 6 at defenseman, but you got 3 other holes that you got to at least pay a guy for.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them probably going to be raises. And then your couple of holes in the forward core too. It's like, well, there's not a whole lot of money to go around if you give Taylor Hall an 11 million, like that 11 million chunk from Johnny and Frolik going. If that gets eaten up, it's like, well,
And
they're
that's-
pretty tight to the cap right
yeah.
now,
Yeah.
right? It's like you start doing the math and you're like, man, can they really afford it?
Well, that's the thing, and I think a lot of teams are gonna have to fucking look at that when they're trying to do a Taylor Hall deal. Is
The question, the
it's
real
got big
Well,
implications on the future.
is Taylor Hall $4 million more than Johnny Gaudreau?
Do the same thing with
Most of
Edmonton.
the time, yeah.
Like, switch it over to Edmonton. How can they afford him if they trade him? Like, he
Oh,
would,
right, like
He'd be a rental. He would not be staying there next season.
You
Unless
would
they really
think.
made some
You'd
big
think.
changes.
well,
Because they already
It'd
have
be
what 3
interesting, right?
players with what 30 something million or 28
it's
million.
fucking 2 with 22 or whatever.
Yeah, but the Leafs have a roster with 4 guys at 50, so
Yeah.
sorry, 4 guys at 40.
I was gonna say what?
4 guys at 40. I was just kidding. But again,
50 million.
until last night when Janssen got hurt, they had a 20-man roster. Janssen,
Right, because they couldn't afford.
They couldn't afford to bring anybody else up because Marner
Right.
was back, and that's the lineup was
Isn't that
in.
fucked?
Right.
The lineup was in. The reason Hutchinson is still there is because they can't afford a better backup.
Right.
Keith Kincaid was on waivers. He makes 1.7
Yeah,
million.
yeah.
They couldn't pick him up because they
Right.
can't afford him.
Right, and immediately when I saw Kincaid go on waivers, I immediately
You're like,
thought
oh,
of
Leafs.
Toronto.
But
exactly.
you're like, he makes too much money.
And it's funny because he cleared, right?
Yeah.
That's
Nobody took him.
crazy. In my opinion, that's
That is
crazy.
insane.
Because Kincaid had a good season last year.
Yeah.
And like that surprised me that he cleared.
Me
I was
too.
like, okay.
Where was it going with this? Oh, the fact like Edmonton could make it work. Cuz Draisaitl, McDavid and
Nuge.
sorry. Draisaitl, McDavid and Hall in
Oh,
theory
yeah.
would still make less than Matthews, Tavares and Marner.
Yeah.
So in theory like they
Yeah,
can
in
make
theory,
it work.
yeah.
It's just a case of
And honestly,
do they
like,
want to?
Like
I
that's
just-
not, in my opinion, that's not even the piece that Edmonton needs either. Like,
No.
why would you even go out and spend your fucking leg and
That's why
year?
I think it would be hilarious, and that's
Oh,
why I want it to happen.
fuck yeah, it would be hilarious.
I want it to happen so bad.
And then just lose to someone terrible like Vancouver or the Flames somehow, or like, you know, just have some set of circumstances that is shitty for you to get exited in like the first round, and I'd be like, ha!
No, I can see him eating
Hall,
hot
baby.
dogs all summer long down in the nice heat. I think he's going to Arizona or Phoenix.
I am pretty
Well,
confident.
fuck. If
Yeah.
there's anywhere that he fits better, fucking let me know, because I've never heard a better suggestion yet. So, and if I were Arizona, get on that. That seriously, that's a team that can afford to pay someone like that because they have no one like that.
Yeah,
No, they're not. Who's their even highest contract?
Phil maybe.
Fucking, it's
Scott-
probably,
probably is.
Actually,
Ekman
no, it's
Larson.
probably Keller.
Do you think Keller's? Yeah, it might be Keller. What did he get? 7 something. I don't know how much Ekman Larson makes.
Yeah, Phil's at 6'8". Well, again against cap, he's more than that, but Leafs
Yeah.
are paying some of that still. Well, Clayton Keller's not till next year, but he would be the highest, 7.15.
What's Ekman Larson?
Larson's 8 1/4.
Okay,
so
there
he's
you
the
go.
highest.
Yeah. So,
But then they also have
that's
eight-
not
8.75 in goalies as of next year because Kemper gets a raise.
which is fine because Kemper's been fucking
Kemper's been
good
really
this
good.
year too.
Right,
Like-
so it's
I don't know, that they're an interesting fucking team this year because they're like flip flop everyone's expectations, like,
for sure.
and they're playing solid, dude.
This is the best.
And it's been sustained,
Yeah.
so I figure it's sustainable.
Well, the Cup final should be good when it's Carolina and Arizona.
Do it.
Highest ratings ever.
Oh yeah, just there's 12 people watching. Holy shit, that would be the best.
More people watch this than watch the game. Nice.
Straight up.
Other than that, though, we can leave the trade talk to trade deadline, but Taylor Hall seems like it's going to happen before Christmas almost.
It,
I can't wait. I want to
it
see it.
should happen before Christmas. It's a waste if he stays there. till
Well,
trade
and that's
deadline.
another thing.
Well, yeah,
That's another thing that makes Arizona the perfect place for it, is because Chaika is another one of those advanced stats guys. He knows that getting a rental
Oh,
for 20 games
right.
is way less worth it.
And did
Yeah.
you guys look at Hall's? Fuck, I totally forgot to find the one chart I was looking at. But my
Oh, yeah,
God,
is
you
it-
have to just look up. I'm sure you'll find them.
His advanced stats.
Just look at Taylor Hall's advanced stats, and you're like, oh man, is this guy a factor? Like a big fucking time factor in almost every situation. And like he gets like the even strength shot percentage and score percentage is insane. Insane
To
when
me,
he's on the ice.
To me, the problem with it for Phoenix now is just like, it's like when you walk into a house, like when you're looking for a house and you're like get all excited, or like poker game when you, oh man, look at my hand.
yeah,
I was like, well, I'm out. Jersey's gonna be like, you want him how bad? Well, I mean, like we could use him. It's like, no, you guys are desperate. Like you want, okay, I want everything. Like I want like,
Well,
this
that's the
prospect,
thing,
this
right?
prospect, this guy.
Especially if
First
he's
round
going
pick
to
and-
sign, right? It's like,
Do
okay.
you think the Hall trade could be a double trade?
You're talking like a 3-teamer?
No. Just like 2 players for 2 players.
Oh,
Oh.
2 for 2?
Eh.
No, because it'll be a pick. too.
No, it would be like
That
one
first round
and
pick is getting
fucking-
traded.
Fair.
Oh,
Perfect,
yeah.
like
Yeah,
100%.
okay.
Right, so
Well, that's like basically
it's a first round pick,
parameters.
a definitely good defensive prospect,
Yeah.
and
and,
then
probably
whatever
something
else,
else.
something else intriguing. Yeah.
Because Arizona's got, I guess they got so much LTIR money. Who's on LTIR? Oh, it's just Yalmerson actually now. Oh no, and Marion Hossa. So there's 10 and a quarter roughly million on IR for them. Unless I don't remember if Yalmerson's ever gonna play again.
I haven't literally heard anything about him since he's been on the Blackhawks. This is Sam Yalmerson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't heard anything on him in a couple years.
Oh yeah, he's back. Like he'll be back. 3 months. So okay, so there's only like 5 and a bit million. So they'll probably have to trade somebody off the roster to get Hall's. I mean, Hall's a pretty sweet deal right now, but then next year it
For
becomes
this
a
year.
thing. Yeah, yeah, right. Like so, it's
How old is Hall? 28?
something like that.
Something like that. Yep.
But
you,
yeah,
you got
there's-
8 years of that, bitch. The past 33 is going to be up your ass fucking slivers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, that's that's not going to look good. It doesn't
No.
look good on anybody these days. Once you're like past 33, 34, it's like, unless you're like Crosby,
Crosby,
good
you're
fucking
like,
luck.
You go back a little farther. it's
Ovi.
yeah. So Bowmeister,
Jagger.
crushing still.
Hey,
I don't know.
Not bad.
Jordan's pretty good still.
He's okay.
He's old though. Chara.
he is old.
Chara, he's also okay, man.
Charles D still.
I was looking.
Chara's
So there's
decent.
on Yahoo Fantasy. There's a new advanced stats page, which is like really new. Like it says new on it and everything.
Nice.
Chara's like Corsi is so bad,
Probably, man.
so bad.
Give him a break, eh?
It's like minus
Fucking-
100 shots against or
It's
something.
a giraffe, dude. Those legs.
Yeah, no, but I would expect him to be on like he's on the ice a lot with Pasternak and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, it's time to
Yeah.
drink and be merry.
Wrap it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Thanks everybody
lock
for
it up.
tuning in and catching Brett actually in the chair halfway through.
In chair.
In chair, not in that chair.
Not virtual.
Not virtual chair.
Not virtual.
Real
I mean, this is
chairs.
still virtual, but
We only sit in real chairs.
mostly. We will be back on Friday next week. Probably not so early, maybe 6:30, 7.
Yep.
We're really good at time, so
Time.
don't wait up for us.
We'll be there at some point.
Thanks for tuning in. I do it every
Thanks
time.
for tuning in.
Thanks
tonight.
for tuning in, and you heard it here, not first probably, but Taylor Hall to Phoenix, Arizona.
Ooh, that'd be interesting. Phoenix.
Phoenix, Arizona Coyotes.
Phoenix.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Maybe I don't even know.